Grammy-winning artist Macy Gray has a ton going on these days. She has written a love letter to Stevie Wonder with her version of Talking Book. Her new film, The Paperboy, is in theaters now, and she's involved with the Narcolepsy Network. Macy.
Hello.
Love having you in studio.
Thank you.
Very nice to see you. I'm so excited about the new album. I am also a huge fan of Talking Book.
I know. Huge.
So you went for it. You're doing a whole album, a cover that's an album instead of individual songs, which I know that you've done in the past.
Yeah, it's the first ever album remake. It was the producer's idea. His name is Hal Wilner, one of the producers, and the other producer's name is Zoo. But we were talking about, like, you know, doing songs. We were actually having a conversation about Nina Simone songs.
Yeah, and she covered a Beatles song, at least. Like, she's covered more than that.
Yeah, she's covered a lot of stuff. Yeah, so we were talking about, like, what would be a great Nina Simone song to do? And then he said, what you really should do is remake an entire album. And so he gave me all these, like, obscure Nina records, you know. But one of my favorite records ever is Talking Book, and so we kind of went back and forth with album ideas, and that's the one we settled on.
Can I ask if there was that moment of trepidation of, like, I can't believe I'm about to take on this album that people, I mean, it's one of the best albums of all time.
Yeah, I know. I still I'm thinking about that right now.
I'm sorry to bring it up. As you're like, how is this gonna...
I don't know.
Has Stevie heard it?
I believe so. I'm not sure. I personally haven't talked to him. But I heard he likes it. But I don't know. I haven't talked to him yet.
I know we have some... I think we have some musicians in our Google Hangout. This feels like as good a time as any to say hello and bring them in. We've got a few different folks I'd like to welcome. We've got Dr. Emmanuel Mignot, who is director of the Stanford Center for Sleep Sciences.
Hi.
He's a professor of psychiatry and behavioral science, and he's in Palo Alto. We have John Arnold, who's the director of operations of theatrical distribution, CBS Films in LA. And we have Jason Lurry. He is a musician in Memphis, Tennessee. Great to see you guys. Jason, I was just talking to Macy. You probably heard about Talking Book. Do you have an album? Like, I'm really throwing this at you on the spot, but is there a favorite album of yours that you're like, all right, if I could muster up the courage to cover it, this is what I would do?
Actually, it's Macy doing this album, and I actually felt inspired to do one myself, and Tina Marie's Emerald City. I think that would be one I would try.
That's huge.
Yeah.
All right. Dr. Mignot, what would you cover?
My tastes are very eclectic. They go from classic music to jazz and rap and anything. So it's difficult for me to point out one personal particular artist I love best.
I think the professor would like to redo De La Soul, 3 Feet High and Rising, maybe.
That'd be
fantastic.
That'd be an event.
I'm getting the sense that's what he wants.
Nice.
I think that's a fantastic idea. You know, I work in the film industry, and we remake old films all the time, classic films, and I think that's a brilliant idea to not just cover, you know, Superstition or 1 or 2 tracks, but to actually do the whole album.
If you had to choose your three favorite off the album of your renditions of Talking Book, what would they be?
There's Sunshine and You've Got It Bad and Maybe a Baby. Those are my favorite ones.
I love your version of that. I tweeted you on that.
Oh,
and also,
thanks,
I want to, like, if someone was to cover one of your songs, like, what would be a song that you would most like to hear covered?
Let me see. Well, there's a few that have been covered.
Because you know Jason's going to do it. Whatever it is that you say, I bet you he's going to get it done.
Okay, sweet. So... I don't know. That's a difficult question. I guess, I'm flattered when anybody covers it. I get, like, these, you know, these YouTube covers, like, these little 12-year-old kids, you know. It just puts the biggest smile on my face.
I mean, acting obviously gives you kind of a voice to say things and speak messages that you don't necessarily have with music in terms of being able to represent a voice that's not heard often or, you know, to sort of... I don't know, like give a different kind of a social message. Has there been inspiration for that there for you?
Oh, definitely. It really you know, fell in my lap. I was you know, my first record had come out, and Antoine Fuqua was doing Training Day, and for some reason he thought I should do that part. Like, I had never been in a movie before. I'd never even thought I'd be on camera ever, and so he took me out to eat, and I'm sitting there, I'm thinking he's crazy, like, what is this guy talking about? I don't even know if I know how to act. Like, he must be out of his mind, you know. But then And then he said Denzel was in it, you know. So
Done.
So I wanted to meet Denzel, so I went on set,
We all
and
want
then
to meet Denzel.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I know. Anyway, that's Denzel and Antoine Fuqua, the reason I started doing movies. But then I got really into it. I started taking lessons, and I got a coach, and you know, I started really diving into it because I wanted to be good, you know.
Yeah.